Trudeau and his Liberals acting like spoiled brats. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. As if it wasn't bad enough to have a foreign affairs minister sit in the House of Commons making this gesture while being pressured to do something to bring 4 Canadian children back from Iran and help a grieving mother, well, now Justin Trudeau's gone a step further. He's essentially acting like a spoiled child on the schoolyard who's been caught doing something wrong. Questioned about what his government is doing to help bring back Alison Azer's 4 children, Trudeau actually blamed the Harper government for the situation Alison Azer and her kids find themselves in now.
I will, however, say that it would be significantly easier to engage in this situation if the previous government hadn't made the decision for political and ideological reasons to close down our representatives in Iran.
Isn't that just an example of standing on the schoolyard after you've been caught and saying, it's not my fault, Jimmy made me do it, it's Jimmy's fault? Well, no. What's the reality of why Canada cut off diplomatic ties with Iran? Was it just done for political and ideological reasons, as the Liberals continually claim? No, it was actually done for well-thought-out reasons, such as Iran's ongoing support back in 2012 for the Assad regime in the Syrian civil war. They were arming them. They were funding them. This was before the rise of ISIS, and most of the concern was about what Assad was doing to his own people. There was also the fact that Iran was flouting United Nations resolutions calling on it to curb its nuclear program, the ongoing and continued threats to Israel, an ally of Canada and the only democracy in the Middle East. There was the ongoing harassment of Iranian Canadians in Canadian soil, and the spying by Iranian diplomats here in Canada. And we can't forget that not that long before we closed our embassy, the British embassy was attacked. The security of our diplomats was in question. All of these reasons played into it, not some ideological opposition to Iran, as the Liberals like to claim. And let's look at the record of Zara Kazemi. She was the Canadian photojournalist who was killed in an Iranian prison during Jean Chrétien's time in power. Did having an embassy help at all with that? No. They laughed at us. They said no. They didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to answer questions. They didn't feel they had to. Iran wants back into the diplomatic world. They want back into the financial world. They want Canada to reestablish ties that would allow them to, say, buy Bombardier jets, something that they're interested in doing. The Trudeau Liberals want this sort of business deal to go ahead. Are they dragging their feet on helping Alison Azer get her kids back because of that deal? Because the way I look at it, this is a perfect bargaining chip. Give us the kids back, you can have the diplomatic ties, you can have access to the financing, you can have access to the planes, you can do business again and start rehabilitating yourself. But unfortunately, I think they are putting the business side of things ahead of the children. They're not looking at this the way they should, and they're acting like spoiled children when they try and blame the last guy for something that's happened on Trudeau's watch. Hey, if you like what you just saw, make sure you never miss another Rebel video again. You can click subscribe to our YouTube channel, or head on over to the Rebel.media and become a member, where you can access premium content you won't find anywhere else.